Welcome to Games and Feelings, an advice show about playing games, being human, and dealing with the fact that those games will involve other humans. I am your host and question keeper, Eric Silver, and my favorite gaming thing that I did this year was get a new laptop so I can actually play Peglin whenever I want at work. Instead of it slowing my computer to a crawl, I can play Peglin as much as possible. That shit's still 0.9, baby. It's still in beta. Go pick it up. It's like $10 on Steam.
Incredible.
It's a roguelike that's also Peggle. Absolutely incredible. Hey, perpetual guest Jasper Cartwright, what
Hello.
was the best gaming thing that you did this year for yourself?
The best gaming thing that I did for myself, I think, is probably going to be insisting that 3BH plays a bunch of new actual plays this year. So I don't know if that's a cop-out, but like basically we've played a ton more different RPG systems this year, like Thirsty Sword Lesbians, we've played Kids on Bikes, like we've done like a bunch of different gaming systems, and it's just been such a delight to like expand my TTRPG horizons and like do things that aren't just D&D as much as I do enjoy a good D&D session. And I already know what my goal is for next year, if you want to know that, which is that I'm going to, at some point, Eric, I am going to play a game of D&D just for fun. It's
wow.
I'm setting my sights low at one game, one session that I'm going to do just for fun, where no one involved is getting paid. It's a pretty lofty goal, and I genuinely am not particularly optimistic about it, but I'm going to try.
It's so great, Jasper. You need to. Hey, actual wife and part of the only husband and wife podcasting team in podcasting, Amanda McLoughlin. What's the best thing that you did for yourself re-gaming this year?
Hello. The best thing I did for myself re-gaming this year is give myself permission to play games that I watched you play on easy mode so that I can play them too. I have picked up Dredge and Cult of the Lamb, and I have a couple more on my list this year that either I watched Eric played or watched playthroughs of and thought like, God, that looks so fun, but I'm not that good at combat. I'm not that good at platforming. And then listened to Games and Feelings and thought, you know what? There's no wrong way to enjoy a game as long as I'm having fun. And so I listened and did it and played those games on easy mode. And hey, here's the thing. Enjoying myself a hell of a lot.
Hell yeah. Big fan of that.
It's wild knowing how much that our household has like given to the same company for like, hey, Devolver, here's multiple monies for the same game. We probably have Cult of the Lamb on like 3 consoles now.
Sure.
Well, I can play it on my Switch Lite while I'm curled up under my heated blanket, and you are at the same time playing Dave the Diver. So I think it was worth the $10 that I got it on sale for Black Friday.
No, that's fair.
I'd say that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm a big fan of easy mode. Honestly, it's like
auto fish, auto cook. Sign me up, baby.
Just go.
I love it.
Just go. Easy mode, please. Make it nice. Make it just. I want a simple time. I want a simple time. Give me the clues always.
I actually felt myself resisting, and I was like, oh well, I should start on regular developer recommended mode. And then I was like, man, who are we trying to impress? No, we're going to do easy mode.
Yeah, the only game that I have yet to be able to do that for myself is Baldur's Gate, just because I feel like I've played so much D&D. I'm like, nah, like, if it comes out, like, that you play Baldur's Gate on easy, like, you're going to get, like, you know what I mean? Like, no one's going to hire you for an actual play again. You need to, like, I have a reputation to keep up, so I have to play that on, like, a harder mode. But other than that, I play pretty much everything on easy, because I'm just like, I have too much going on, and my life is too busy. To, like, the idea of restarting a boss battle won't make me go, yeah, let's get him. I will just put the controller down immediately and be like, well, I guess I can't do it, and I'll never play that game again. So that's why I do easy mode.
Someone seeing Baldur's Gate 3 on easy is the equivalent of like when you plug in your computer to like do a presentation and you have like your text up and and everyone's like, wow, I can't believe your boss is so stinky. Like, wow, content creation's a job still. You still have the same peril as everything else.
True.
There's a little tab that says Baldur's Gate 3 for beginners.
Easy for dummies. Yeah.
You gotta watch out, guys.
For dummies.
All right, folks, we have the triumvirate here, or me being pulled in both directions by my work wives.
Hello.
Because we're doing a big chunky episode. We are fueled by our Thanksgiving turkey, and Jasper, you're fueled by knowing that Christmas is only 5 weeks away.
the promise of a Christmas turkey, because I've decided I'm going to do turkey for Christmas this year. So
Okay.
there you go. Yeah, I know.
We
Crazy.
also did duck before Thanksgiving this year, and that's like one step away from goose. So we're pretty close.
Sure. I was thinking about doing duck, but I've decided to go for a red meat as opposed to two birds, you know?
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, but yeah, turkey this year. Everyone, I think people are skeptical currently. Like the Brits are like, wait, not chicken? And I'm like, trust me, you can make turkey really good, and I'm going to do it for you.
Yeah.
But I think at the moment they're all a bit like, I don't know.
I appreciate you opting in. I don't think I would take turkey if I needed to. Like, it's weird. It's a weird bird.
Interesting.
If it wasn't obligatory for Thanksgiving and we probably get a lot of family pushback, I think we probably go, rotate between like duck, chicken, I don't know, some kind of roast.
Well, now I would do a goose.
Yeah.
And you guys are out here doing figgy puddings all the time.
The thing is, I think goose just feels too close to like we get attacked by geese all the time where I live. I'm just like, I don't know.
Real.
Like it just feels like I'm, feels a bit vindictive. You know what I mean? Cooking a goose feels like I'm doing it on purpose because I'm like, yeah, that's right.
It's like you're roasting
Chasing
milkman.
me down the canals of Manchester. How'd you like this? You're in my oven. So
Can I share my favorite story involving the three of us?
I mean,
always.
the fact that you've asked for permission makes me worried.
Well, it's only vaguely related to Jasper, but it's like, I think about this a lot because it was one of the first things that we said to you. So we were working with a company that Jasper used to work at, and it was about Christmas. We were basically like putting some project together, and it was around this time a few years ago.
Yep.
And it was for a British company. And, at the time, Amanda and I were both not really celebrating Christmas. It was very like obligatory, just like Amanda's family doing whatever. So we were like, we can definitely get this done. We're actually working all through December, so it's not a real big deal. And the Charles Dickensonian accent, the exclamation from this woman on the other side of the phone, which was, "War? You're not taking off for Christmas?" was blasting us in the face so hard.
It was like only 10% less than what Eric just did. It was very close.
But I do genuinely think, though, this is probably like a good comparison of just like, this is probably like someone, I don't know, like just the equivalent of saying like, not even just Halloween, it's like Halloween and Thanksgiving that just like, I don't do anything. You know what I
If
mean?
someone wanted to have a meeting on Thanksgiving at like 2 p.m., I'd be like, what?
And I ate an Australian per.
No way, dude. No way. Zero chance. Can't do it. Can't do it. No. No way.
Why is an American accent High School Musical?
Did you not just hear the accent you just did, Eric? Did you not just hear the accent that you
Jasper,
just
it
did?
was pretty close.
No, I liked it. I just love that, like, there are so many different types of American stereotypes, and I like that's the one you chose.
It's like rocket power.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, dude, let's do a 50-50 nose grind with Tony Hawk.
Do you know what it was actually? It was me and my wife having a very in-depth conversation about the Tony Hawk game series the other day. I think that genuinely might have just been on my brain. Like that dude's voice was just in my
Your
mind
accent
somewhere.
work was impeccable. I'm saying. That's why I got it. I understood it.
Imagine the reveal if it turns out I was the dude narrating the Tony Hawk games the whole time. Like,
I'd be very
Jasper
impressed.
was the American Wasteland. That was him. Him and Bam Margera were hanging out.
Oh man, that's just really funny. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. As in, I'm just thinking, like, it's like, like, it's just. I think it's partly to do with the fact that it's like a relative. We're such a small country, so it's like it's less of a like countrywide feeling as it is for you guys. It's like this is like a statewide thing. So if you imagine a state which takes like Thanksgiving extremely seriously, that's Christmas in the UK. And as I was just explaining to you guys offline, it's like it basically is the only one that we really do. You know what I mean?
It makes a lot more sense now, knowing that like Halloween is an American import, and of course no Thanksgiving. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. And like on top of that as well, it's like your employer gives you all the time off as well. Like it's like so like we get like I think most people get like Christmas Day, unless you work in like retail or restaurants and stuff, most people get Christmas Eve off, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day off. Then there's like 2 more bank holidays in between Christmas and New Year as well. So realistically, even if you don't take time off in between the 2, you probably only work like 1 day out of those 2 weeks anyway. Like, so it's like, it's not even like a personal choice thing. It's like, unless you're working like overtime or you're being paid extra, the chances are you're probably going to be off. And even if you're in the office, no one's there. So you're just going to sit there twiddling your thumbs and not replying to emails that people aren't sending. Hence,
that's real.
That you got. I'd give you a similar one if you were like, dude. In fact, actually, I very nearly did a similar thing. I was trying to schedule someone had hired me to do a D&D session, and I'm trying to fit it in before the end of the year because I'm going to go on paternity leave. They were like, oh, hey, can you do the session on like the 23rd of December? And I was like, excuse me? Excuse? The day before Christmas, I will be priming my vegetables for Christmas Day, okay? There is 0 chance that I'm going to be available on the 23rd. Plus, it's a Sunday. I was like, come on. The hell, no. This is not happening. Not even remotely religious, bear in mind. I just want to clarify.
No. I tried to schedule an Australian podcast group, Australian podcast, try to get me for a guest thing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you could do that last week of Thanksgiving." And I was like, "LOL, I can't. It's Thanksgiving." I was a little smug about it in my head, but when I wrote it out, it was just like, "LOL, no, I can't. Like it's Thanksgiving. You didn't know that. It's fine because everything's topsy turvy over there, and you're trying to fight off seagulls at all times."
Yeah.
But like the air horn that was blown into the phone of this woman, like that's what was wild. It was like she blasted me with it. She sprayed me with mace.
Dude, it's just a strange concept. It's a strange concept for us. It really, really is.
That's fair.
Like,
that's fair.
It's quite funny, actually. I always describe it as those are my creative weeks, because those are the weeks where I'm like, nothing's going to get done anyway, so I might as well sit and try and write a screenplay or something. Like I'll do something different.
Same. All my domain names expire on like December 27th because that's the week that I'm like sitting around, like building new websites
those kind
and
of
stuff.
tasks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, folks, we're gonna answer a lot of questions, but first, Amamta, let's do. Hey, you want to do a replay really quickly?
Oh, I would love that, Eric. So, Jasper, this is of course the replay, where we replay and reply to advice questions of your asked of other advice columnists who are not husband and wife podcasting duos, and give them better answers.
Okay, love it, love that so much. Let's go.
And again, normally it's what I said. However, moments before we started recording, I did get a spam email. Minutes, like 30 minutes.
Whoa, that's still really quite close. I would say in the scheme of our lives, that's moments, Eric. So I'm with
cosmically.
Yes.
Yeah, cosmically, that's definitely moments.
Jasper, I want you to know that this is the most replay thing possible, which is we have a premise and then Amanda immediately inverts it and does something else with it.
Perfect.
That's very common for what we do here.
0 notes, Amanda. Please continue.
Thank you. I did get a spam email, which amused me so much and was so relevant to what we were about to do that I am simply going to ask you this question. It came into the Join the Party email from a person identifying themselves as Bruce. Just Bruce twice.
Bruce?
Yes.
Fish are friends, not food. I love it. Let's go.
The subject line is SL, subject line, space. Clearly some copy-paste errors here. Could you please review this for me? My interest is piqued.
Okay.
Here's the question. Hello there. While hosting a party can be a fun affair, it's important to acknowledge the potential negative impacts it can have on personal well-being, finances, and the environment.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
Hey, Jasper, some people see me as an extrovert, but I'm actually kind of an introvert because when I have a party, I'm really concerned about my general well-being and the environment, and those anxieties take over. I don't get energy from being around other people.
Wow. There is man, that's like such strong 2023 energy of just being like, hey, that thing that you think is just really, really fun and really good for you? Well, here's just a way that it's actually bad for the environment, you piece of shit.
However,
the
email continues with, luckily, there are affordable and uncomplicated approaches to throwing a sustainable and enjoyable party that accommodates everyone's requirements.
Okay.
And then he goes on to
Wait,
pitch.
hold on. I'm with Jasper. We're worried about sustainability on top of everything else with throwing a party?
I think we have to, Eric. I
guess we need tips and strategies for organizing a party that is both entertaining and environmentally friendly. Now, Bruce is selling us the idea that he will write an article for our website, jointhepartypodcast.com, about this. However, I think that that's a question that we are very well equipped to answer right now. We don't need Bruce because we are going to answer right now, how do we organize a party that is both entertaining and environmentally friendly?
That's affordable and uncomplicated.
Yes.
I've got a pitch.
Great.
Wait, did you say affordable and uncomplicated?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, we're just going to ignore those two things because I have a pitch.
Okay.
And it's neither of those things.
Jasper, you're getting the replay exactly right. Yes.
Yeah, okay, perfect, great. So what I'm thinking is we get a bunch of bikes, right? And then we like take the back wheel off and we hook it up to one of those machines where it like gathers like friction and turns it into energy. And basically you just get people round to your house and you play a bunch of like Wario style mini games that involve people going on the electrical bikes and doing stuff that then charges a battery, which will charge a battery that I will hook up to my PlayStation 5, which I'll do after everyone's left. I'll play the PlayStation 5 after everyone's left, but I'll do it on battery. So
on battery
therefore,
power.
the PlayStation 5 is good for my mental health, but then I can play it sustainably because I got my mates to power it up for me half an hour ago. Perfect.
Jasper seems not to be worried about the main thing of a party, which is making sure anyone else has fun.
Hey, look, I said Wario-style party games. Like, how could you not have fun playing Wario-style party games? I don't know what they are, and it does just sound like people are just going to be cycling, but I don't, that's not for me to worry about. That's for, maybe my guests can bring some ideas to the table. Come on.
All you have to do is give them some beer while they're on the bike, and then it's fine.
And we'll get Lost Lager from a wicked company called Brewdog, who do sustainable beer. Perfect.
Wow.
And you can bring your glass refillable growler and, just use like your mason jars at home.
What's a growler?
It's like a gallon-sized glass jug, that you would get cider in if it was a farmhouse, and then you can fill them up at craft breweries so that you're not using any. Like, it's reusable, so you don't have to, use cans.
They're pretty. We have a bunch of them in our house.
There we go. And we can recycle the bikes. We'll find bikes just like that are dumped in like streams and stuff. So we'll also be cleaning up the rivers.
I love that. I love
this is
that.
Perfect. Eric
that
and Amanda,
affordable.
you're invited to my house for a party.
Thank you.
It's going to be great.
Can I tell you, this sounds like more like a setup for a viral TikTok series than it is an actual fun party. I'm more concerned about that.
This sounds affordable and sustainable, but also not uncomplicated.
It's not uncomplicated.
And not enjoyable. It's just the one thing that I would flag about potential, areas of improvement for this party plan.
Right, okay.
As two groups of people here who had weddings recently, I'm more concerned about one of the main things that pop up at a wedding, but I think are for most parties. Do we now need to invite Bruce? Because Bruce gave us the idea? Because Bruce sounds like, and I'm going to assume Bruce has he, him pronouns. Bruce sounds like he sucks because he's hitting us with spam emails.
Sure.
Yeah. Or Bruce is at a dead-end job and just really needs the, sort of invitation to, break free. And maybe Bruce doesn't want to be sending us spam, copy-pasted emails that are AI-generated, probably.
I know this is bad, guys, but, honestly, if I pay you the money, will you reply and say yes? Just to see what article he comes back. Because I'm fascinated to know what Bruce's idea of fun is. You know what I mean? Is there a prize on the email?
Not on the email.
Because, I'm fascinated. I just want to know, the person writing this email is not someone who I imagine typically has fun at parties. Because if you're at a party and your number one thing is, I don't know, it feels like this could be more sustainable. That, you know what I mean? It's I have some extremely conscientious friends. I'm pretty conscientious myself, but I can honestly say that 3 beers in at a good party, I have never once thought, really wish we'd turn off a couple of these lights, because I don't know if we need all of them.
I just love you 4 beers in being here's my boy Bruce.
Bruce, tell us, how can we spruce up this place and make it more eco-friendly? Let's go.
I refuse to give clicks to Bruce's website, but I did find that website. It's in the email. I am now on the website. It's called Lifetime of Happy. And
I just don't believe a word of it. I just can't believe that this is all coming from a happy place.
Yeah.
Did you know you can choose happy? This is the copy from the front of the website.
You can choose happy?
You can choose happy. The choices we make throughout our lives play a big role in how happy we are over the course of our lifetime. Our professions, our relationships, and how we spend our free time have the ability to positively or negatively impact our day-to-day mood significantly. And the good news is those things are largely within our control. Hate your job? Even if you can't just get up and quit, you can start pursuing a profession that makes you happy.
Oh no, by soliciting podcasts with AI-generated emails?
Unhappy in your romantic partnership? You have options, and there are professionals available to help you and your partner figure out next steps.
Oh, that was not where I was thinking that was going to go.
Eric, I watched a cult documentary on this yesterday.
This is so wild. So, hey, Bruce, I don't think I want... See, now that Bruce has given this idea, this is what I was worried about. Like weddings and stuff, when your mom is like, hey, you got to invite your cousin Bruce.
They'll definitely say no, but they'll get you a present.
And then, of course, Bruce says yes and doesn't get you a present. And then, like...
You're like, shit.
And then, like, you got to figure out where to put them.
Does anyone have any objections? Sorry, Bruce here. Yes, listen... I've actually just pack tested these fairy lights, and they are an F on the sustainability codex. So if there's any way we could bump these up to a B before we carry on, I think that would make everyone here feel more comfortable, okay?
Way
Marvelous.
more comfortable. And I gotta say, I don't know what you guys make every year. This doesn't look sustainable. I don't know if we plan to do this again, but if you do this again, it should be less.
And also, the bridesmaids, this is not good for their mental health, okay?
No,
because
it's
two of them
not.
currently don't have partners, and they seem to be one bouquet away from crying about it. So we should be taking into consideration everyone.
And remember, if you're unhappy in your romantic partnerships, you have options.
I mean, I guess
there are
that's true.
professionals available to
Options.
help you and your partner figure things out.
That is
This wedding is neither uncomplicated nor affordable, and I hate it. Hi, I'm Bruce. Let me write an article for your blog. This wedding.
Yeah, Bruce, listen, if you're listening to this, you're invited to one of my parties. You can come to one of my parties and you can use that as a basis of which to write this article. And I'll convince these two to put it on the JTP website.
I just want to point out that the major image, I need to show this to you. The major image of this website is this, Jasper, I'm showing it to you right now, is this
What
coffee
the
with a smiley face that looks haunted.
What
it looks
is
like
that?
the Babadook.
What actually is the physical object that is there? I can
it's
see
a
the
top
from
down.
above, a top-down coffee cup with some graphic design that makes it look like a horrible smiley. Here, I'll show it
That's
to you again.
horrific.
Now, Eric, when you do the episode graphic for this,
No.
I'm going to make the coffee in the middle. Yes, I am.
thank you.
Yes, I am. I'm
That's
going to save this
so-
right now.
Haunting.
Yep.
It is like the main thing. It's staring at me.
That coffee cup, do you know that coffee cup is screaming? Bruce. Like that coffee cup is screaming. Bruce,
This website is neither affordable nor sustainable.
Well, I hope that detour was worth breaking the format of the replay.
Also, sorry. Imagine being a website that's supposed to be talking about sustainability and happiness, and yet you pick coffee, one of the most famously unsustainable of the current trades that we use, that currently has most people in a vice-like grip of addiction. That they can't break, and I'm including myself here. Like,
no, us too.
You know what I mean? Of all of the things, do you use a flower? You know what I mean? Like, use a daisy or some shit.
Anything.
Like,
A sunrise.
You can't use coffee. That seems like a stretch, honestly.
You know what's sustainable happiness? A sunrise.
Well, we'll see. It's going to go out eventually, Amanda. So
No!
that's what a Bruce would say.
Shit. I need some valuable tips and strategies.
Oh my
Tough.
God. Bruce, you're crazy.
No, but seriously,
Bruce,
we
please come
we have
to
one
my
of those
wedding.
little letter boxes, those little like LED. Got it at some place for like $10 on clearance, and we did a little like welcome to Friendsgiving, on the reusable letters for our recent friends Thanksgiving party, and it was adorable. So that's my real suggestion for party decor.
Nice. Love that. Real suggestion would be have a
You did it. A
have
fan
a bar,
belt
have a bar.
connecting two bicycles.
Oh, right, yes,
with,
of course. Sorry, I
batteries.
did suggest that, actually. No, I was just going to say have a bar. Like, put a table up and make a bar. It's really cool.
Can I give a real suggestion really quickly
Always.
before we go
Please.
to something else?
Please.
Ball, which makes like the mason jars, they have like, you know mason jar? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no,
an
no,
American
I was
company.
sorry. I was just responding to you going ball.
Yes,
ball
the
with no
company's name is
context.
Ball, which is crazy.
Oh,
Yes.
Like
right.
the Denver Nuggets, their arena is called Ball Arena because it's
No,
sponsored
it's
by.
not.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is by the Mason Jar
No,
Company.
it's
Yes, it
not.
is. Yes, it is.
No.
Why?
Which is very funny.
Why didn't we get married there?
And if no one's graffitied an S on that, then like they need to get in the bin.
Oh my god, it's really called Ball Arena.
Ball is like one of the like homegrown American companies, though, Jasper. It's like these are the Mason Jar people. They've been doing it forever.
Can I throw something out? Which the stadium near my house recently got renamed after a local
Yes.
trading firm, and it is no word of a lie called the Tough Sheet Stadium.
It's incredible.
We
It's
passed
incredible.
by it. We thought it
You
was
passed by
really
it.
funny.
You saw it.
Yeah.
You saw the Tough Sheet Stadium. It was the like Bolton Community Stadium, and then it went to the Tough Sheet Stadium.
Incredible.
Hell yeah.
How do I actually aerospace? That can't be the same company, right?
No, it's Ball like jars, Ball Mason jars.
Yeah, but as in, how do you spell ball differently to pertain to mason jars?
No,
It's not
you
same.
don't. It's the same.
Spelled
Yeah.
the same. Okay, I'm just going to type in ball mason jars then, because there is also ball aerospace. Okay, these actually look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, these look
they're
pretty
No,
cool.
they're nice.
Pretty
They're
cool.
good. They're good.
Wait, I have something alarming to tell you guys.
Okay.
What?
Ball aerospace, same thing, same company,
Really? No!
same
Weird.
company.
What?
They have a full aerospace wing, guys.
Hell yeah, dude.
They,
Ball's
they are
life.
building.
They're like, these cups work in space.
I'm fully serious. They have a.
Oh my god, you're right.
And that's
They-
how we become sustainable is by going into space.
Go to
That's how you do it.
Mars.
Damn.
I just love the fact that it's like the cup and then next to it aerospace. Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, sign me
Are
up,
these
y'all.
like is this going to turn out to be the guys that spent all that money making a pen that would work in space for one dude to just come along and give him a pencil or whatever? You know what I
I
mean?
hope not.
Like,
But I mean, Jasper's right that the navigation is literally packaging aerospace the cup.
cup.
Sustainability.
I scroll down to the bottom and here's like a little like summary of the company. Ball Corporation is a provider of metal packaging for beverages, foods, household products, and of aerospace and other technologies to commercial and government customers.
That was the best night's sleep that CEO has ever had.
Yeah.
Someone
You know what I mean?
retired. Yeah.
Like
off
he
that.
woke up and went, "Oh, I want to go space. Let's just go space, guys." You know,
like Fast and Furious after 9. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a tab that says one ball that goes to their annual report, and I think that's really funny.
that's
Just as
so
one ball.
good.
Oh, folks.
Eric, one ball can go to space.
One ball can go to space and provide metal for that.
Space does have a strict one ball policy. Jeez, wow, what a wild jump! I love that packaging.
Thank you, Bruce.
Space,
Thank you, Bruce.
That's why Elon Musk wants to go to space so bad, because of the one ball policy.
the one ball policy.
I did want to give some quick recognition to a few people who followed up with us to give us some say that some stuff that they did actually worked out.
Yay!
Yeah, I hope everything didn't go badly when we gave you advice.
Yeah, true. Well, I want to start with one that was particularly good. Jasper, remember the person who wrote in about kendama and like how they wanted to get
They wanted to teach their friends, right?
they wanted to teach their friends about
Yes.
kendama.
Yeah.
Well, Jasper, turns out we're actually really, really helpful and good people.
Yay!
I doubt it, but go ahead.
We were validating, respectful, and gave them a few ideas on how to share their hobby without being overbearing. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Cute.
Wow. But not being overbearing on an advice podcast is like the gold standard, right?
Yes.
Like,
Truly.
that's like if we achieve nothing else other than just not being overbearing and slightly prickish, I'm fine if I am sometimes, by the way, because I think it's just hand in hand with having an advice podcast. So, you know.
Yes. Yeah, the kendama person also said that they did take our advice about gifting kendama to their friends. They got one for their roommate and their partner, their best friend. They got one for their best friend who lives very far away, but they still love it. And they brought one to a cast party, and everyone thought that was neat. And it turns out that they are a Japanese teacher and have several kendama in their classrooms, and their students love playing with them. They took the students to Osaka, which is where their sister school was, which is wild. And the host students in Japan realized kendama was their thing and brought kendama to the farewell party so that everyone could enjoy kendama together.
Oh my god, that's so wholesome and lovely.
It sounds like you guys facilitated intranational student bonding.
Look at wow.
Incredible.
Wow, that's really quite amazing.
And here's the best part, Jasper. They got us kendama. They got us some kendama.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
It's coming to the Multitude office, and then I'm going to send you yours.
Yes!
Yay!
Can't wait.
Hell yeah.
I genuinely can't
I'm
wait.
so excited.
We're going to get so good at this. And then when I come visit you guys in New York, we're going to be like, ha! Let's go! Kendama!
Incredible. There was one from a long time ago. This was when Brandon and Julia from Join the Party were on. Someone wrote in about creating a murder mystery for their niece's 13th birthday party. That went really well. Originally, it was an Animal Crossing themed birthday party, and it was going to be a murder set in Animal Crossing, but now it was a murder set in a cabin, and the only directions from the 13-year-old was, I want the body in the lake. Which is awesome.
Okay,
Incredible.
Okay, so listen, I just think maybe we also just throw in a little bit of therapy for this 13-year-old at the same time as doing the
seems cool
party,
and
you know what I
good.
mean?
Seems cool and fine.
Listen, Eric and I are aging into the cool aunt and uncle with no kids role in our friends' kids' lives. And so, if anything, Eric, this is just practice. This is goal setting. Imagine if one of our friends' kids at 13 was like, yo, can you throw me a murder mystery party where the body has drowned? We'd be like, yes, we
This
can.
sounds great. I love that.
Meanwhile, the parents are slowly backing out of the room.
That's what being the aunt is for. You're
Exactly.
complicit in their weird shit.
We'll be like,
That's what
don't
it's
worry,
for.
I have tarot cards and can go to, buy you some birth control if that's needed.
Incredible. Best auntie.
The murder auntie did a really good job of putting the characters together. Everyone was based on internet aesthetics, so the kids got to dress up on the theme, which was very important.
Cute.
And they used
Very
Canva
cute.
to make clues. Shout out to Canva.
Yay.
Hey.
And here's a wonderful quote. They enjoyed blindly accusing each other, and at one point broke off to do a TikTok dance, and then accused the wrong person, but had a good time. Hell yeah, dude.
Hey.
That's what you need.
Absolutely love it.
And then I think that this one was with Amanda. This was with someone who was playing Dungeons and Dragons with their coworkers.
Yes.
And was worried about playing a female character when they were male presenting. And it turns out it wasn't a big deal because everyone turned out to be chill. So it was fine.
Hey,
Yeah.
best case scenario.
Hell
Best
yeah.
case.
Love that. I know our advice was like, maybe don't have this work party be like the first time you sort of like play a non-binary character. But I love the best case scenario of everyone's chilling. It's fun. It happened.
Wonderful.
That's amazing.
All right. You guys want to answer some questions? Let's answer some questions. It's been a while.
Yes.
Been a while.
Let's go. It's been a
Been a while.
while.
It's been a while.
Wow.
Okay, this is an easy one. This is from Alex, who wants to be switched on and not switched off. Hi. First, love the show and have been listening every week since the first episode and freaking adore it. Thanks, Alex.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alex just bought a Switch and got Tears of the Kingdom because we've been raving about it. But then Alex realized, I don't know any of the non-Zelda Switch games. I'm hoping for recommendations. I had played Breath of the Wild on family member Switches and loved it, and have also enjoyed other open world games like Assassin's Creed and Skyrim. The main issue is that I have a disability that affects my joints, so I struggle with fast-paced shooters that I can't button mash my way out of. Thank you so much. So, Switch game recommendations, something less fast twitch.
I'm gonna have to throw this over to you two Nintendo nerds because I've mostly only played Zelda on my Switch.
Yeah.
I thought by this time you would have played something else.
Eric, I need you to understand. I made a list. My wife was like, hey, do you want to add some like games to your Christmas list because you're probably gonna have a bit more time when the baby comes. Well, because you're gonna be taking some time
Midnight
off,
feedings,
and we're just
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
in the house. So And I was like, yeah, okay. And I was like, I don't know, I've played like a lot of games this year, and I added over 20 games to my Christmas list because I realized that I basically have not bought a game that's not just like a brainless sports game that I can pick up and play like one thing of and then leave. So truly, I have played no games this year. It's been sad.
Do you have any like arcadey sports games, or is it just like FIFA?
It's pretty much just FIFA, yeah. Yeah, I like the graphics. I like the graphics. It makes me feel like I'm back out on the grass.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's okay.
But no, genuinely, I just haven't. I honestly haven't. But the problem is that I am slightly addicted to like sim games on my laptop as well. So I'll pack my Switch with me to like go somewhere, but then I'll sit there and be like, I could play a Switch game, or I could play Civ 6 again.
Honestly, I want to recommend Civilization 6. It is good on the Switch.
Is
it? Might think...
Oh, sick. That would be my recommendation. I'm 100%. If it's good on the Switch, I'm recommending because I love Civ.
It's a little fiddly as things that should be mouse are, but like if you want to just lose a bunch of hours and you get used to it eventually, Civilization 6. And it's always like, if you buy it at the right time, it's like $6.
Yeah.
Right
yeah. And it really is like fun to sink your time into because it's like, cool, you got good at like science victory, because everyone starts off with science victory. And you got good at science victory, cool. Now you go to culture, then you go to domination. And it's like, and honing your craft across the different victories is a lot of fun. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fully, I'll go for Civ. I didn't realize that was on Switch. That's honestly worrying. Because then I could theoretically do work at the same time as playing Civilization 6 on my Switch whilst on the train. Whoa.
Ooh. Do it.
So
do it. Do it.
Switch on the train is the best.
True.
For kind of shorter, open world-ish games that I have really enjoyed, similar limitations, not super dexterous with my dominant hand when playing. So I usually use like easy mode, low combat, or like slower dexterity type things. I highly, highly enjoy Cult of the Lamb, Dredge, and Spiritfarer. Those would be the three that I most recommend that are excellent on Switch, show up really nicely even on a Switch Lite, and involve some element of like open map or open world exploration, as well as the kind of like resource management elements that I personally really enjoy.
Nice. I'm going to have to check some of that out. Thanks for the suggestions.
God, I wish I had my Switch out here. Listen, here's the thing, folks. If you have a Switch, buy the Nintendo games. Just buy them. Nintendo likes to give you games that have the Nintendo characters in them, and they're actually quite lovely. If you're interested in buying some older games, like you can get like a Nintendo Switch Online, and they give you these emulators for free. So if you want to play N64 games, this is right on there, and it's not that bad. Like, man, it's so great playing Star Fox 64 or like Mario Tennis, the 64, whenever you want.
There's no way we can go through without recommending a Pokemon as well. Like, I mean, if you want low dexterous, just like fun times. Like, I mean, I love Sword and Shield. I had a great time with those.
I
haven't
it too.
played any new ones, but like Sword and Shield were like such fun, easy.
Scarlet
time.
and Violet was such garbage. Like, don't buy it. I would not even recommend
That's
it.
good. Yeah, that's good to know.
And yeah, Arceus was kind of their answer to an open world RPG. But if you've played any RPGs, you will find it absolutely trash. So Sword and Shield for sure.
Sure. It is kind of interesting when you go into like when like someone tries to. It's like the first time Assassin's Creed tried to do an RPG, and I was like, this is giving me very like early 2000s with the like level of options you're giving me. You're going to need to work a lot harder to get to the standard of an RPG that we all expect, you know?
Yeah.
They kind of got there in the end, and then decided to go backwards again with the latest one and be like, nah, we're not doing that anymore.
100%. I gotta recommend Mario Kart 8. Like, just buy it and play it. It's fun. If you're getting that online thing, you get the whole new pack of tracks for free, and all the new tracks and all the new characters are out now, so might as well just do it. I also got to recommend Super Mario Wonder, which is the new 2D Mario that came out, and Kirby and the Forgotten Land is the new Kirby game that came out that people kind of forgot about after they got over the fact that Kirby swallowed a car and then you became a big car. I think it was fun. Yeah, that really happened, Jasper. It really happened. It was crazy. And it's actually on sale, and Nintendo games never go on sale. It's on sale for $42 right now, and that's actually pretty good.
And Eric, what's the Yoshi yarn one that I like? Yoshi
Yoshi
Paper
Woolly World?
Craft World.
Yeah, Yoshi's Crafted World. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was really cool.
it is
Crafted World.
a very sweet and forgiving platformer. So if you want just something to play in 10 or 20-minute bursts, again, not quite on message for this question, but I really like it as something that helps me feel like I'm doing the things that I watch Mario speedrunners do on YouTube. They literally have an accessibility feature called forgiveness, where you can sort of get back up on a platform after falling essentially indefinitely. So it makes it really fun.
Whoa, that's really cool. It's given me what was it called? Little Big Planet, I think was the name of it on PlayStation. God, I loved Little Big Planet so much. That was one of the first physics in quotation marks mechanic based game that I'd ever really played, where you could just endlessly create something. I don't know if it came before Minecraft. I feel like it must have done, because Little Big Planet came out it was a launch title for the PS3.
The Sackboy was huge.
That's what I mean. It was a while ago. I really feel like there's another world where Little Big Planet is what Minecraft is, but it's just they just made it too cutesy and gave Stephen Fry did the voiceover, whereas if they just added some exploding zombies in there, I honestly think it would be as big, because it was such a good game, and it looked freaking gorgeous as well. It was such a cute game. I loved it.
Little guy platformer with cool texture is always going to do numbers.
Big fan.
Sign me up.
Big fan, especially if I can glue things to other things. Oh, yes, let's go.
Hell yeah. There's so much on the Switch. You just dive in. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. As we've talked about with the Steam Deck, when we talked about the Steam Deck on a previous episode, the Switch literally makes me feel like an adult who's allowed to enjoy video games. So just have at it, throw some money at it. It's wonderful. Hey, it's Eric, and I got you a coffee. Medium cold brew, almond milk, caramel swirl, just like you like it? Yeah. No, you don't owe me anything. It's fine. Just get the next one. Thank you so much to everyone who supports the show over at patreon.com/gamesandfeelings. It's really fun to make the show. You're all great. And shout out particularly to producer level patrons, Polly Burge, Kelsey Duffy, and Peyton, who are always around for weekly game night, but are also equally relieved if we take a week off because we're so tired. It is a wonderful day to try another show from the Multitude Podcast Collective, like Pale Blue Pod, which is our space podcast. With Dr. Moya McTeer and Corinne Caputo, they demystify space one topic at a time, with open eyes, open arms, and open mouths, because they're laughing so much all the time. At the end of every episode, the cosmos will feel a little less too scary, and a lot more, ooh, so cool. New episodes every single Monday, wherever you get your podcasts. We are sponsored this week by Ravensburger Jigsaw Puzzles. Did you know that Ravensburger produces more than just the classic jigsaw puzzles and board games that we know oh so well? I know I didn't. Introducing Curator by Ravensburger, the ultimate painting by number experience. You'll find everything you need to start your artistic journey today with these carefully curated painting by number kits. Whether you're a seasoned artist seeking a new challenge or a beginner eager to explore the world of painting, Ravensburger's kits cater to all skill levels and ages. Embrace the therapeutic benefits of a painting by number as you melt away the stress of daily life and find solace in the act of creation without facing the pressure of the blank page. Easily explore Ravensburger's wide selection of enchanting designs on Amazon, ranging from majestic landscapes to adorable animals and everywhere in between. This will be the perfect Christmas present or Hanukkah present for the person in your life. Let your imagination run wild and embrace the joy of painting today with Creart by Ravensburger. Shop Creart on Amazon right now. And now, back to the show. Here's an interesting question that came in really recently, and I want to wrestle with the initial premise, but I think this kind of exists a little bit larger. This is from Astara No. I am a DM that runs a lot of learn to play sessions at my local library and conventions for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Recently, I've seen more people interested in learning how to play based on this new video game, Baldur's Gate 3. I'm not sure if you know anything about it. We do. Jasper saw the guy.
I know a thing or two. Yes.
But it's a game that takes the mechanics of D&D and mixes it with branching paths like Mass Effect or Dragon's Age. It sounds like fun, but games with branching paths give me anxiety. How do I tell new people that while I like D&D, this game that is based off of that tabletop RPG is not, in fact, my cup of tea?
Good question.
This one's particularly interesting because I always forget how many people are coming in from Baldur's Gate 3, and it's like hard to tell someone who's so excited about something like, actually, I think that the thing you like is bad, but I'm so happy that you're like into it. Just
Sure.
And
I do like Baldur's Gate 3, but I definitely can see how, especially with Baldur's Gate 3, how the branching paths might be anxiety inducing, because like there is truly so much that you can do, like, and so many like sizable differences that you can make to the game depending on like what you choose to do, like even within like the first like hour, you know, which like for most RPGs, like if we're being honest, most RPGs, the story is going to be basically the same up until like the final like chapter, you know what I mean, like the final like 2 hours of gameplay if it's like a Bethesda game, or you know what I mean, like if it's like Skyrim or Fallout or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's open world and all that kind of thing, but it's not necessarily going to change that much. Whereas with this, is like, it can change a lot. So I can understand why that's pretty anxiety inducing.
I just want to be on your side, first of all, question asker. I don't want to play Baldur's Gate 3 at all. I would much rather play Dungeons & Dragons and not be locked into the world that Baldur's Gate 3 is in. So I also have my own reasons of why I like one thing. So I'm with you. You are not totally out of left field. People can certainly like D&D and not like Baldur's Gate.
And I want to as well point out that like I would find it infinitely more interesting if it wasn't set in Baldur's Gate. Like, as
agreed,
a, like,
100%,
all of that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was like a bit where I accidentally got teleported to a dinosaur island, and I was like, please let the game be here. This is way more interesting than Baldur's Gate. How can I spend all of my time here? This is crazy.
I thought this was the highest of high fantasy. Why the fuck is there a dinosaur island here? This doesn't make any sense.
So good. It was a different plane of existence. But I was like, let me explore the different planes of existence.
God, this oh my God. The Forgotten Realms are so stupid, but please continue. Please.
But no, I can also agree why it might feel strange going into a game based on D&D where it is still limited despite the kind of overwhelming amount of choice in terms of the way you interact with the story. I think for me, it's just like, I think I just view it as a very, very different experience, right? Like Baldur's Gate, I find to be a very like, almost like therapeutically, I don't have to think or use my imagination because it's all kind of just like on the screen. Do you know what I mean? It's like not any kind of level of hard work for me, which like normally playing D&D is. As I mentioned in my resolution for next year, I don't play D&D for fun anymore. I only ever do it like if like it's a job. Do you know what I mean? I don't have the like relaxing D&D experience anymore where I'm just like there having fun with my friends. So Baldur's Gate is kind of like the closest thing that I get to that experience at the moment. But I can absolutely understand why it's a poor facsimile for that. So I'm also with the question asker, I think, here.
That's kind of interesting because I think that ties into what advice I would give is like, hey, people come, as the person receiving these newbies, you can be like, hey, you might think that Baldur's Gate is really cool, but what if there were no elves turning humans into slaves and you could do whatever literally you wanted? Yeah. Like that, you have set yourself up as being the person to bring them to the next level, which is getting involved in tabletop RPGs. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. Yeah. I wonder if the question asker is feeling sort of internal pressure to participate in the sort of like latest zeitgeist D&D thing, which I know, Eric, like you've grappled with and spoken about a little bit here on Games and Feelings. But I totally agree with you. Like as a sort of representative of, you know, TTRPGs and D&D 5e specifically, you can be like, I'm so glad this inspired you. Come see the whole wide world. You see what this looks like in like a high fantasy setting by the publishers. Come see what you can do as well. Like it's an invitation.
Baldur's Gate 3 is the shadows on the wall.
Yes, come see the true forms in the cave.
Yeah,
and
truly.
You know, there are like, I wonder if people are pressuring you into playing it, or if this is just a thing that you realize you have to kind of respond to, like you were saying earlier, Eric, without being like, not for me, but like you just say like, incredible, let me show you the whole wide world.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I kind of feel like sometimes as well, when there is these zeitgeisty things, that we can very much fall into a trap of feeling like everyone feels this way, or everyone, it kind of goes back to that conversation we're having about the Matt Mercer effect the other week, Eric, where it's like,
exactly.
The kind of the consensus among everyone is that the Matt Mercer effect plagues everyone, but actually like 99% of D&D games run perfectly fine before Matt Mercer and perfectly fine afterwards. And like, I do wonder whether part of it as well is like, it's just about expectation setting of like, if you get new people into the game who have found it via Baldur's Gate, then you can just say, hey, that was like a real fun like training wheels for you, because like you kind of know what certain spells do and you understand how certain mechanics work. Because like the one thing that it is really useful for is like generally understanding mechanics and things like that. But then just being like, but this is a very different experience. These are the reasons why it's different, etc. And actually, I don't think that people would be like disappointed or, you know what I mean? Because I think they are just like very, very different experiences. And I think for some people, it might be that they prefer Baldur's Gate. Someone like my wife who is like, finds it less enjoyable having to rely on imagination, wants it to be more like in front of them.
Yes.
Or if it's people like us who are like, no, I'd much rather be in my own head because whatever I'm thinking is way cooler than whatever like they're going to put on screen.
Yes, exactly.
Which, let's be honest, like that's the whole reason that like a lot of people have a problem with Baldur's Gate. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but like I could definitely imagine it cooler.
Yeah, I whenever I see like a tweet about like, oh man, this wild thing happened in Baldur's Gate, I'm like, yeah. But I just made like Arnold Schwarzenegger just like showed up in my mind palace. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. You're never
like, I don't need
this.
that.
Yeah.
But I also think that that's like, full disclosure or whatever it is, conflicts of interest here. Like I got a chance to like talk to the Baldur's Gate 3 devs when I went over to Belgium. So I definitely have some like personal connection or whatever to the game.
Oh, yeah.
But like, even from talking to them, I kind of got the impression that they like seen the way that D&D would develop, they probably would have picked a different setting, or do you know what I mean? But it's like, it was also the game was Baldur's Gate 3, and also they started work on this 6 years ago. It was kind of like so set in stone by the time we got here. Do you know what I mean? That like, I think they probably
Baldur's
would have.
Gate, we talked about this before, but like Baldur's Gate is like a pillar of this particular type of RPG series. Like it is very important even before 5th edition. Actually, it was even more important when 3.5 and 4 was out because that's more closer to the type of combat that it was talking about. So I actually find that quite interesting. Yeah, shout out to Laria. Larian is fucking awesome. Like that video game company is awesome.
Well, that's the thing. That's like what I would say to both the question asker and to you, Eric, who are like potentially not big fans of Baldur's Gate 3. What I will say is it's made me very excited about what next game they bring out that
100%.
isn't in the like Forgotten Realm, because I feel like they could make a truly like this. If this wasn't Baldur's Gate, if this was just a fantasy game like Skyrim, this would easily for me be in the canon of one of the best like. Just best RPGs purely just for the amount of choice and variety and things that you can do. And do you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely a new standard, even if it's just from like a gameplay standpoint.
I'm stoked to see what they do next.
But I think it doesn't help that, like you said, for some people, it's so heavily tied to a game, which is like, has a lot going on, to put it nicely.
Very true. So yeah, live your life. Be the shepherd that brings it over, and it's okay that you don't like it. Does anyone here like something in a genre they would be expected to like and then don't?
There's a lot of very specific like subgenres of romance novels that I just like have no plans to engage with. But when you read recommendations or get people like an author that you really love, there are just like whole swaths of their bibliography that I'm like, nope, not gonna touch it, and that's totally fine. I don't have to be into paranormal or like sci-fi romance in order to enjoy other settings of books almost. And there are also like contemporary books that read like a rom-com that I'm like, meh, could take or leave. So that feels polarizing, but I think in reading, at least, unlike in games, it feels very acceptable to have like genres you're super into and genres you're not. It's tough when there are kind of mixings of like genres and play styles and like kinds of games where it's like, I love D&D, but I have never touched, an RPG before or a choose your own adventure style of game. I would feel a lot of pressure too to sort of like keep up with the new hotness, even though it's not my bang.
You would really like Mass Effect, like especially if you turn down the difficulty. You'd really like it.
All right, I'll put that on my list.
I love me some Mass Effect. There's definitely some examples of like, I mean, this is like a completely random, like left of field one, but I hated the movie Phantom Thread with Daniel Day-Lewis.
We also hated Phantom Thread. Yes.
So utterly disappointed that was like his last movie or whatever. I was like, really?
And then everybody is like, oh, yes, delicious, so good.
Thing. It was the most boring movie I've ever watched. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
And it was like, people just liked it because Daniel Day-Lewis did Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm 100% convinced it's the only reason that people like that movie.
Oh my God, thank God. Eric and I have never talked to anyone else who thinks that.
But I should have. But what I'm saying is I should have, in the sense that like contemplative, moody, kind of like art housey films with like a massive A-list star, like that is like so my bag. Like The Whale or whatever. It's like, yes, give me like A-list star, just stick the camera on them, no dialogue, and just like let me
No
just
score.
live in their emotions. You know what I mean? Like that's 100% my bag. And then I watched Phantom Thread and was just like, this sucks. Why does this is just a boring movie about dresses. And I even know Leslie Manville, and I couldn't even get behind that movie. Like, and I was like, man, it still sucks. And I would tell it to her face. I won't,
That's fine.
but I would.
No, you could.
That's just because I'm a good friend. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you if your work's bad.
There was a wild thing. There's a part where like Daniel Day-Lewis's character has like a dream about his mother, and like for some reason you could see like the tops of her nipples in the dress, and I'm like, why is this in here? Why is this in here? It's so weird.
What do you mean for some reason, Eric? Just think about it just for a second. What do you think the
No, I
filmmaker's
know,
trying to
but
say?
it's
Because
like-
that sort of shit doesn't happen by accident, Eric.
It was
Yeah.
so tonally unexpected.
It was just like really weird. Like
That-
the tone was just odd.
that Eric and I both kind of like nervously laughed in the theater. No one else laughed the entire
No.
time.
Instead of like they did, it's like, why are you being goofy, P.T. Anderson? Why
I
don't
know,
be
I know.
goofy?
Yeah.
I think I've talked about this before, but I just like I have no interest in ever playing The Last of Us. I have no interest. Zero.
Dare you? Yeah,
And like
fine.
you know why
Yeah,
people love it,
fair.
but it's just not a thing you're into.
I think it's also this is also part of the PlayStation problem, Jasper. Like remember, I didn't have that, so I couldn't play it when it came
Sure.
out. So I got like years of discourse piled onto me, then the show, and then it's also like, hey, by the way, there's a jump scare every 5 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm absolutely out. You're making me like, and again, like it's the ham-fisted video game thing where it's like, here's the theme, punching you in the face. Here's the theme. War is bad. Violence is bad. Punch. And then it's also like, well, Neil Druckmann, you have bad Israeli politics. So also what you're saying is also very badly reflected in 2023 here. So at this point, I have literally no interest in playing it, even if I could have jumped on if I had just gotten a PlayStation like a few years early.
Yeah, I do think that like the like timing and the way that you interact with certain things is like just as important as the actual thing itself. Like it's so easy to get like clouded one way or another way about a movie or a game in terms of like how good it genuinely is or how what your honest reaction to it is. Like it's so funny hearing you say that about The Last of Us, because I remember never ever thinking twice about the themes of the game, because having played it, I was just absorbed in what was really good storytelling and incredible performances. There wasn't a part of me, do you know what I mean? Like, and that for me felt like very nuanced. But you then take it into the online discourse, and all it is like, did you actually know that Ellie had a cut under her left eye, which is a metaphor for this? And I'm like, oh, I don't give a do you know? Like, on like a filmmaker level, when I'm making something, yes, I care about that stuff. But as a consumer, like, I just want to be in the moment and notice the things that I notice. And I think that like I can absolutely understand why it would be maddening to come to that game after the fact. Do you know what I mean? Because like there was truly so much discourse about it, and it was all kind of just unhelpful. You know what I mean? It was just all like so many of the like really good moments of that game were just completely lost because it would be like, you know, telling you it actually was a metaphor for this, or it was, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, well, sure, whatever.
It has the
like,
feeling.
And actually, I have a really good example of
please.
this, which is Jade made me watch Lost during lockdown, but she kind of told me, as did other people I knew, don't expect stuff to get wrapped up because it doesn't. Just go with it.
Important.
And I can't express to you, dude, it's one of the best damn TV shows I've ever watched in my life. I loved it. Start to finish. The ending was perfect because I was ready You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yes.
it's the way you consume it is huge. But had I been there at the time watching it week in, week out, whew, that last season would have been some BS. I'd have been like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Amanda, you did that, right?
I did. Yeah. I was a senior in high school the year it finished. And my dad and my sibling and I were like, I'm sorry, what? There is checks watch how many episodes left? And like, there is still fundamental things that we simply don't know.
Yeah. Plus also, I mean, I will admit, even watching it in that instance, the plot lines for the last season where one of the characters is technically dead but not dead and is kind of another person was awful. But outside of that, it's a unbelievable TV show in my opinion. But again, it's really important you come into it with the right expectations because
Totally.
like
Yeah, context
otherwise
matters.
you're just going to be
There's
sitting
no,
there
like,
thinking about a bear for far too long.
context matters, and you're never going to have an objective, correct response or reception to something that has an artistic or creative, element.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
take it
absolutely.
with as you will and move on from there.
Yeah, and I went into Paul Thomas Anderson and Daniel Lewis teaming up way too excited. I
Yeah.
should have been.
Yeah.
I should have gone in there bored.
Can
So
I
that-
recommend?
to see?
Can I recommend watching Ford versus Ferrari just to kind of like clean the palate?
I think I tried. Is this the one with Christian Bale and Matt Damon in it?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't actually fully watched it. I think I've watched like half an hour of this movie.
It's good. It's such a dad movie. It's really down the middle. It's like history. You get a lot of like the Ferraris and Italians in there, and like Christian Bale and Matt Damon just ripping it up. It's great.
I'm fully transitioning into dad stuff. Like
Yeah.
There you
I like literally just watch Suits all day, every day now whilst I'm working, and it's for no
Baby.
reason other than
Baby.
just
Goes down
switch off my
smooth.
brain whilst
Goes
I'm
down
doing
smooth.
emails. It's so
Well, that's because you're an anti-monarchist. That's why you're
Yeah.
against the monarchy.
absolutely.
The Suits swell on Netflix is actually a grassroots
Yes.
organization by
me.
people in the UK to
By
say
me.
that they're
It's
anti-monarchy.
me
Yeah,
specifically.
Jasper,
I'm
too,
the
yeah.
one that's reviving Suits on Netflix. Do you know what sorry, last little tangent. The funniest reason is that I actually got into Suits in the first place. Do you want to know how I got into Suits in the first place?
Please.
How?
Because I had every intention of watching Mad Men.
Yeah.
And this is not a lie. I genuinely thought it was Mad Men. I thought it was the same show. And it took me 2 seasons to realize that John Hamm wasn't going to turn up.
2 seasons?
I got through 2 seasons and was like, this is not what I thought I thought it was going to be. Because everyone had been recommending Mad Men, but I couldn't remember it. And then Suits popped up on my Netflix and I was like, oh, that's the show.
it.
That's the one. And I watched 2 seasons and I'm still watching it. I'm like season 6 now. But the whole time in seasons 1 and 2, I was like, when does John Hamm turn up?
Okay, here are some important things to know, Jasper, for when you do watch Mad Men.
Wait a second. We need to linger on this a little longer.
I was
Hold
going
on.
to say, it is, Suits is contemporary.
Suits is the AI-generated name of Mad Men.
No one smokes cigarettes. And you know
Everyone's
what?
fingers are a little weird. There's no good forks.
There's fraud in
There is
both,
actually in
but
the most recent season, the main character's hair has changed, and it does
Yes.
look like AI. Like it looks so
Oh, no.
weird. It's like he clearly just made a choice, and the makeup people were like, okay, and it just looks bad like the whole season. And I'm really hoping it changes again in the next season because I can't actually.
tough.
I don't like looking at him. It looks
Tough.
strange. But yeah, I just fully thought it was Mad Men, and
That's so
I
funny.
stuck with it.
stunning.
All right, I have a different question about community with people that you make on the internet. How do you think about that? What do you like about that?
Ooh, I'm a big fan. Big fan.
I was not convinced Jasper was a real person for a little while there, so
That's true.
I have that feeling.
Imagine, Eric, if when we went to Jasper's house and we were sort of like strung out and jet lagged, he was like, "Don't worry, guys, I've been meaning to start Mad Men. Would you watch it with me?" And we said yes. And then Jasper put on episode 1 of Suits.
But then also refused to let you talk because I was like, "Oh, sorry,
Yes.
guys, I really wanted to focus."
I
on the
really
story.
want to
need
be
to watch the
focused. I
art.
really want to be
I really
focused.
wanna
The
focus on
art.
the story. I really wanna
Where the
focus on
main
story.
guy
It's
gets
like Meghan Markle's right there.
Like, yeah, John Hamm's going to be in this. John Hamm's going to be in this. Hold on, wait. He's going to turn up. He's going to turn up in a minute. He's going to be there in a minute. I honestly, I promise you, I'm not exaggerating and or lying. It was the end of season 2 where I was like, I'm just going to Google it. I'm just going to Google John Hamm Suits. John
Get a bunch
Hamm's
of
not in
GQ
Suits. He's in a...
articles.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I was going to watch Mad Men. How did I forget the name?
That's so funny. Okay, this is from Salad. Hey there, guys. I play Destiny 2, and I'm in a small clan that used to be really active. I feel that the clan is dying out, despite mine and a couple others' efforts of pulling in some new lights into our ranks. Destiny 2 is kind of like a combination of a shooter and MMO.
Okay.
It's very sort of
I would say it's exactly those two things that you just said.
It's explicitly that. That's what it was made for. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Got it.
I love my clanmates so much. One of them helped me get through some really tough stuff. These are my best friends who I spend days with during lockdown. My conundrum is that I desire a more active clan to play some endgame content with. I don't want to leave my clan, but the activity level is just not there right now. Any advice on how I might proceed?
Sure.
Is it possible to do a merger or acquisition with your clan? Is it possible for your clan to join another, to acquire a pre-existing clan in a similar situation, or get acquired? That would be my business suggestion.
I don't know. I'm not that.
There's
I'm not
these
that
guys who wear suits a lot. They're lawyers. They could probably
Yes.
help you with a merger or an acquisition.
That's true.
So they do this quite a lot on a show called Suits.
But Jasper, there is this provision called Sarbanes-Oxley, which was rendered moot in a decision post-2004. That's
Stop.
a joke
Right.
for Suits
Stop this.
fans.
Stop.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
Thank
I
you.
love that. I love that.
I think that the only way to make this happen is that you gotta hope that the bonds of your friendship will transcend Destiny 2. And I feel like a lot of people have dealt with this, especially people who have played MMOs that have shut down.
Yes.
Like, I know plenty, I'm sure that plenty of people made very close friends on the Matrix Online, and then when it shut down after a little while, they had to figure it out
Eric,
from
you
there.
can say it. You can say Toontown.
I
You can
also
say
meant Toontown.
Amanda in 2004. You can say Toontown.
Yes. So it's like, it has never been easier to just make a Discord and have people join it, and then you can just
Yeah.
like do whatever. Unfortunately, I think you really do need to take it off of Destiny, especially with how weird the end game content is on Destiny, from my understanding, and how you really need to be high level and you really, really need a clan. I think that you should just propose this and be like, I love all of you so much. Let's stay in touch. But like, Destiny is not allowing us. Our destiny is tied up with the fact that Destiny requires everyone to be really active playing
And
the game
grinding
Destiny.
and, yeah. I think that, like, I wouldn't be afraid then as well, because if you can get them onto like another game or whatever, that also might spark up some renewed, engagement. Like, people might be like, oh yeah, if we're not going to play Destiny, like I might, come back onto something, because you can get kind of burnt out with these. I get burnt out with these quite a lot, where I'm like, I famously don't finish a lot of games. And I honestly don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, it's, I play games for the enjoyment of, like, all of the mechanics and the things that I see and people that like the characters I get to interact with or whatever. And I don't necessarily do it for like just the raw kind of like completionist feeling. And it might be the same for some of your friends, and maybe you feel differently. So in which case, then I would say, if you can get them on something else, then I don't think you have to feel bad about them potentially leaving your clan and like, finding a new clan to help you get through that end game content. Just because, hey, look, if you are someone who likes to complete things, I would absolutely advise you go and enjoy getting through that end game content with another clan. Because, you want to find out what happens at the end of the story. I get that. Or alternatively, find a new game and then watch someone play through it on YouTube. That's usually what I do with the games that I know I don't have time to figure out. Like Ark, I was like, I wonder what actually happens when you do cool stuff in Ark, because I'm never going to get that. Like, ever. Because every time I play Ark, it's like 6 months after I previously played it, and I've forgotten how to do it, so I have to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
With like wood and like thatch, and I'm like, great, cool, never going to get to a point where I have guns unless I use cheats. Which I just started doing, honestly, because I was like, I'm bored of starting back at the beginning, and I can't remember how resource management works, so I'm just going to give myself loads of resources. So yeah, that would be my advice.
Hey man, cheating is great, except for when you time travel in Animal Crossing. Any other cheating is
Yes.
fine, but
Whoa, you can do
Animal
that?
Crossing time
You can.
travel is the only cheating I don't like in video games.
Yeah.
So like it grows your vegetables really quickly, so you can get loads of money.
Yeah, you
or
can like
something?
cycle through many days and weeks at a time. It's brutal. It's brutal.
It's rude. It's rude.
But no, I
Wow.
totally agree with both of you. There's nothing wrong with finding a new way to complete the the stuff that you need other people to help you with by doing the end game with a new clan. But I really love Eric's idea of being like, hey, I care about you guys. Here's the space where we're going to hang out, and I'll be playing Goose Goose Duck every Sunday at 5, or let's do like a Jackbox with you guys, or just be on voice as we do whatever, and figure out new modes of playing together, because somebody has to, or else the one you have is going to keep atrophying.
Yeah. Alternative suggestion, if you can play Destiny via LAN link up, then I would suggest you all pitch in, you get a cabin with good internet on it, and then you get like 5 PlayStation 5s, and you all sit in different rooms via LAN link up, and you just get everyone in one place, and you just play the shit out of it until you complete the game.
Once again, this feels more like a TikTok series than it is an actual suggestion.
Yeah, but Eric, don't tell me that you wouldn't have a great time if me and you holed up in a cabin to just expressly steamroller our way through Destiny 2 whilst making TikToks. We would have a great time. We'd have a great time, Eric.
This is like the worst devil's bargain. Is like we will get a cabin and LAN link up, but it will be Destiny
TikTok.
2.
Sorry, it's a content cabin. Sorry.
Oh, it's a
Content cabin! Yuck. Yuck.
I hate content cabin. I hate it.
My brain just flashed to a business plan where I'm like a landlord, but I do short-term rentals of a content cabin with like good lighting and Ethernet.
Amanda.
Someone get me a good contract lawyer stat. Where's Harvey Specter?
No, we're not doing more
Where is he?
suits. No.
You need the best.
Eric, these jokes have been percolating inside me for 12 years.
I hate it. Oh my
Look,
God.
Suits is the best.
Jasper, why? Jasper, I wish you had watched Mad Men. This is terrible.
Nope, Suits is great. I honestly don't even think I can watch Mad Men after this, because I've had a lot of dudes in Suits, and
Jasper,
I don't think I'm
couldn't
ready
be
to replace my
different
voice.
experiences emotionally.
I
They could not be more different.
I love that. You'd be like, why is everyone so bummed out?
Suits has so many problems as well. Like
I know.
Like there's so much. Where I'm just like, oh boy, this
not
is
good.
not
It's
aged
not
well.
good.
Okay,
No.
fine, but I'm still gonna watch it because I need to know. Harvey Specter's currently having panic attacks, and it is like, whoa.
I'm gonna tell you that happens in Mad Men with much more dire consequences.
Yeah, no one's died yet in no, actually one of the assistants died, but off screen. It was very, very sad.
Sorry, we're transitioning to a Suits rewatch podcast.
Like, I don't listen to one of those.
Eric,
Suits
do
and
not
feelings.
threaten me with a good
Suits
time.
and feelings.
Oh!
Let's go.
Eric, please, I promise you I'll do it. I promise you I'll do it.
No,
I'll record 4
no,
times a week.
we're not
I'll record
doing
4
it.
times a
No.
week, please. I actually genuinely think Suits, now I think about it, Suits might actually be a superhero movie. Because, no, bear with me. So you have Harvey Specter, who has like this unrelenting charisma in which he basically is a bard who can convince anyone of anything. And all he has to do is slap a folder down on a table, because if he slaps a folder down on the table, you're done. You're cooked. Then you've got Mike Ross, who literally anything he reads, he remembers. Donna can read people's minds. Like, Jessica Pearson can intimidate
paperwork.
anyone.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's got superpowers. I'm telling you, it's like a superpower show. And then
Jasper-
there's Lewis Litt, who likes to mud.
There is a well-established subgenre of Suits fan fiction that is a Marvel Cinematic Universe crossover, where Harvey is a lawyer for Avengers, such as Tony Stark.
Yes, Eric, scrap. We're not doing this anymore. Suits and feelings, baby. Let's go.
Guys, I think I want to end the show.
No, too soon. Oh, Jasper's fallen.
Jasper fell down.
Jasper's fallen and he can't get up.
Jasper fell down because he's laughing too much.
I will say that's a benefit to stand-up podcasting that you should consider.
No, I can't fall. I can't do body pratfalls.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was fun. Anyway,
Honestly, this was a really good embodiment of this show. I think is that we answered questions. We definitely went on tangents. We did try to pitch both gamer cabins and a Suits podcast.
Yes.
And instead we are now here.
please, can we start a Suits podcast, Eric? I'm being so serious. Please.
No.
I've sunk so much time into Suits. I have to do something with it.
Okay, how about this? Jasper, after your upcoming baby has been birthed, and
Yep.
your parental leave is done, and you achieve your goal. I'm going to be an accountability partner for you here. After you achieve
Thank
your
you.
goal of playing a session of D&D off microphone, off camera,
Entirely for fun.
yes, I will reward you with the first episode and only episode of a Jasper and Amanda Suits rewatch podcast. We will record it. We will put it out on the multi-crew feed for multi-crew members here at Multitude. We will set a hard limit of, I'm going to say 2 hours of recording. I think we'll
Why
hit
don't
it.
you just do the Marvel, Suits. Suits is a superhero movie, and then just do the Marvel crossover.
And just discuss that. Yeah. That'll
Yeah,
give me plenty
that
of time
will
to finish
be-
watching it as well, because I'm only
Exactly.
on season like 5 or 6 at the moment. So
Yeah,
and
that'll
there's
be
9.
a segment, and that's something to look forward to.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm truly so excited. I
Anytime,
knew
bud.
all of my time watching Suits by accident was not
Yep.
wasted.
Yep, never
Thrilled about
with
it.
me.
I have never felt more like the Grinch now, telling Jasper, no, I don't want to do a Suits podcast. Like, am I Ebenezer Scrooge? And you
You are.
two were just like celebrating Christmas/Suits around me?
But actually, Eric, in this scenario, I'd probably say you're a bit of a Daniel Hardman. So, you know,
I don't even know what that means.
Eric, you can't be Scrooge if you're not taking off for Christmas.
God, do I need to start watching Suits now? Jeez. I feel like you have after the two of you have peer pressured me into getting a PS5, now I have to watch Suits. I feel peer pressured.
Can you just review that while both of your spouses are here?
Oh, PS5, good. I've enjoyed it.
Yep.
I have platted Spider-Man 2, and I'm cleaning up for Thor Ragnarok right now.
I haven't played either of those games, and it's deeply sad. Because I've been looking forward to both those games. The fact that you have, in the time it's taken me to convince you to get a PS5,
Yeah.
you have not only done that, but you have played the 2 games I was most excited about this year, and platinumed one of them is honestly offensive to me, and tells me that my work-life balance is a garbage.
It's bad. I took video games back from the content mill. Like, we do this podcast,
Yeah.
but it's like, we were streaming at House Breakfast, and I'm like, you know what? Video games are mine now. Like, I need to just listen to podcasts and then listen to video game podcasts about the video games I play.
Yeah. I streamed the other day a game and then was like, no, I'm not going to do that again. Like, I really enjoyed chatting on stream, but
sure.
It was so funny. I was just playing Civ 6 on stream, and I just was like, there was like a 10-minute period where I was just in the game, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, this can't be
content.
I'm not even saying anything. I'm just, people are just watching me mindlessly play Civ at like 11:30 at night. This is not entertaining. I need to stop doing this. So I'm only going to do chatty ones. I'm not going to play games. Unless
Fair.
I will do horror games, I think. Just because realistically, my wife hates horror games, and I can't play them on my own because I'm too scaredy. So, like, I feel like having the chat there as emotional support will actually be kind of useful. And it will also be entertaining because I will react like a baby.
Fair. Gotta be in the big baby meta. Get into the scaredy cat meta.
Baby meta. And I will wear diapers whilst I stream, Eric.
Oh, that's commitment.
That's upsetting.
I was literally about to ask you how that makes you feel.
It's upsetting. On that note, hey folks, I wanted to. It's Eric, and I'm turning the chair backwards. We've had a lot of fun here today, but
So much fun.
I will say that for the time being, this is going to be our last episode of Games and Feelings.
I turned into Big Baby already.
That's because you were a big baby wearing a diaper. First of all,
Wearing
I'm going to
diapers,
blame Jasper first. Jasper's having this child, and
So soon. The baby's
so soon.
impending.
It's so soon.
So soon.
So Jasper is going on paternity leave, which is part of it. But also, we've been doing Games and Feelings weekly for all of 2023, which has been really fun, and I've really, really enjoyed it as it's gone through various iterations of bringing with Vitasane back and doing the replay, and then Jasper becoming the permanent guest and really doing this together for a long time. And then we went to Big Bad Con together, and we did all that stuff. It was great. But there's a lot of stuff that we are doing at Multitude, and what I'm doing with all of the other, just podcasting in general, where I'm like, I need more time to do stuff.
Yes.
So it's like, we're not stopping to do the show because we can't do it. We just don't want to do it anymore. We're stopping Games and Feelings because Jasper needs to be a dad, and I have to do more podcasts. And like producing Games and Feelings, even as much fun as it is, and shout out to all the wonderful work that Mischa does to make this good every single week. I just need more time to do other stuff. So there'll be plenty of places for us to check out and look at all this stuff. But for the time being, Games and Feelings is put on pause. Get it? It's a game.
Hey.
Nice. Yep. Press and pause. Because it's okay to do that. It's okay to pause the game. It really is.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
And it's okay to scale back on stuff when you want to work on other stuff. I just kind of need some of my brain back. And producing 4 shows, four podcasts and running Multitude at the same time has been too many. Too much. Too
many things. And I think this is genuinely something that I am so happy that you're doing, whilst I'm like sad that we won't be doing this and getting a chance to do this. I also feel like we've just crossed over to a level of friendship where we don't need to do a podcast together to hang out. Like, we can just hang out, which would be nice. But like, I think for me, like, when you're in a creative space, or honestly in any kind of career, it's very easy to be like, I can fill my bandwidth will just be the amount of kind of brain space, or like basically until I fall asleep. Like, that's my bandwidth. And I think it's really important to realize that actually, like, to be creative and to do something to like the best version of that thing, like, you kind of need a little bit of space. You need a little bit of space. You need a little bit of time to in order to do those things properly. And like, I've definitely had a thing recently where, like, you know, like, I've recently hired an assistant for the express purpose that I realized I actually can't keep up with all the things I'm doing, and I'm just doing a bad job at some of the things, especially the creative ones, because it's like, if you get burnt out creatively, man, it is an impossible job, truly an impossible job. So I'm excited to see what stuff you do in place, and then I'm even more excited to see when you get me involved in those things, because I'm, just gonna insist really that
of course, buddy, of course. I mean, it's join the party stuff, but it's also more shows coming out from Multitude, and just like a lot of the other things that go along with podcasts. I mean, here's the thing: like, the Games and Feelings feed is still gonna be there. Like, don't unsubscribe. We're probably gonna bring it back maybe every once in a while. I don't know, or maybe if there's like special things we want to do and just drop things on there.
And we'll pause the Patreon, so no worries. You don't need to do anything there.
Yeah, we're gonna pause the Patreon for sure. But also, like, when we go to cons, I'm probably still gonna do like Games and Feelings live and stuff. I've already pitched it to like a con in 2024 too, to do a live show there. So it's like, it's not like it's gonna go anywhere. Like, the feed's still gonna be here, and I might bring it back or whatever. But it's just like, there's just like a lot going on, and it's good that there's a lot going on. But the podcasting has changed in that people thought that the thing you do after having one good podcast is have more podcasts. And now I don't know if that's the answer anymore. It's like doing other things to make this a business, and also like really deepening the podcast that you have.
And hey, making Games and Feelings in the first place came out of a similar space in 2021 where, you stopped doing some projects that were taking up an outsized portion of your like brain and spirit. And look at the goodness that came out of it. So I'm excited to see, what your rest does.
Yeah, a Suits rewatch podcast with me and Amanda.
Rewatch
that's
podcast.
what came out
Exactly.
of it. So I want you to know that's the legacy of Games and Feelings as of this episode.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Well, I need people to teach me how to add friends on PlayStation, and then I will bother Jasper a lot when he's playing FIFA.
Yes.
I recently finally changed my handle on PlayStation, because for the longest time it was Sweeney_Todd23. So that clearly,
but it's 2023 right now.
I know, but that clearly needed to change. Like that just needed to change. And that wasn't even because I was obsessed with the musical theater masterpiece that is Stephen Sondheim. I just really liked the Johnny Depp version as a teenager. So,
Jasper, that makes me feel...
It needed to change.
That makes me feel complex.
Yeah. It makes you feel a whole different way about me as a human being. I get it. I also had a 300 poster on my wall. I regret a lot of things, okay?
we were all in our early 20s. It's fine.
At some point. Yeah, exactly.
Somehow my Steam handle became Hot Carl 92. Don't know how. Would never choose that.
It auto assigned it to you, and you're supposed to rename it. That was just the random one. But that's like, thanks for the gamer humor you said to my wife, Steam.
Incredible. But listen, I'm proud of you. I'm excited to see, what all you do. I'm excited to see the little gamer you're going to be raising, Jasper, no matter what kinds of games he's into. I know you'll be accepting and loving. And stoked to have been a part of it.
Hell yeah.
And I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who's listened. It's really lovely to, whenever you have a podcast, to know that there is like a little community of people out there for which this podcast is important and cool. So thank you very much. And thank you to Eric for putting your whole ass into this podcast. It's meant a lot. And I've really loved doing this with you. It's been nothing. If nothing, it's been a real source of fun and joy for me every other Thursday or whatever it was that we did. So big love, man.
Hell yeah. Thanks, bud. Well, folks, you can listen to all of the podcasts that all of us are on, whether it is Join the Party or Three Black Halflings or Spirits, or you can listen to the other shows that are part of the Multitude Podcast Collective. There's another video game podcast called Big Game Hunger with Jenna Stieber, which is absolutely incredible if you're not listening to it. It's just wonderful.
And a great free Discord where you can come and hang out and preserve these friendships.
Yeah. Come hang out in the free Multitude Discord if you'd like.
Love it.
Hey, Jasper, where can people find you on the internet?
People can find me at JW_Cartwright. And the one thing I'd love you to take away from Games and Feelings generally is that Mike Ross is not a fraud. He is twice the lawyer you'll ever be. And I'm done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, Jasper, just for Mischa, you misspelled Sweeney_Todd 23. So if you could just say that again, just correctly.
Amanda, I'm going to come to your house now, okay? I'm getting on a plane. Zoom, I'm coming for you.
Amanda, where can people find you on the internet writing hellish suits fanfic?
No one will ever know my fanfiction identity.
I've tried to find it. I can't find it.
You know that you can break glass in case of emergency. And if you ask me, I will tell you.
I'm not going to ask
you. Like a good spouse, Eric has not asked.
I could just go on your computer and do it. Or I haven't looked. What's the point? I just know it's there.
Got to maintain mystery.
You can't do that.
I'm at She's So Mickey. And on AO3, you'll never know.
Wow. And I'm on Twitter at L_Silvero. That's EL_SALVERO. My name, if I was a Lucha Libre wrestler. Amanda and I are going to be at PAX U. So if you're in Philly, please come by. We're going to have a multitude table. And also I'm doing some paneling. You can just find that on my socials. This is great. It's a great show. Sorry we're putting it on pause. But here on the last page of the instruction manual for this podcast that I've been reading from verbatim this entire time, there's nothing in the instruction manual that says anything about feelings. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
I love you.
Bye.
Roll credits.
Games and Feelings is produced by Eric Silver and edited and mixed by Mischa Stanton. The theme music is Return to French Toast Castle by Jeff Bryce, and the art was created by Jessica Boyd. Find transcripts for this episode and all episodes at our website, gamesandfeelings.com. Until next time, press X to enjoy the podcast.